Well, good Friday morning, Bakersfield, surrounding communities, and everybody watching online on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. This is the Early Bird Special on 101.1 FM, 12:30 a.m. I am Chris Burdick. That is Sparky. Sparky, good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Let them know what they're in for.
Oh, we've got a jam-packed show. It's our Friday. We can actually breathe outside, and it looks so beautiful out here.
Oh,
But
I love it.
we'll talk about the Thursday night football game that kicked off week 11 in the NFL last night. The MLB MVP awards announced last night. We'll get into that. We'll talk some wrestling as we have Showdown from Rodeo Pro Wrestling joining us at 7:30. And our boy Kyle Pittser from Dionysus Brewing is showing up 8:30. We'll talk about the new flavored beer that he has this week. We'll talk some wrestling. And if you'd like to go to tomorrow night's Condors game, we have one more Final Four pack of tickets. If you'd like to win them, just call or text in anytime at 661-842-2000.
Your microphone don't want to stay somewhere.
No.
It's not liking you today.
No.
I'm sorry. I keep seeing you
You'll
like
get in
struggle
line,
with
I'm
it. And I'm like,
come on.
I don't know what to do.
It's like the chair.
Sorry. For those of you who are watching on the stream, you see exactly what I'm talking about, but I feel for Sparky at the moment because it's just.
And if you ever see me shrink, it's because my chair has its own mind and it'll just.
You and me both.
Sink.
You and me both. That's why I try to pin it somewhere along the line of the camera, but it is what it is.
So just talking about crap, let's just get it over with.
You want to do MLB real quick, or you want to do the NFL?
My boy
are we
Cal,
writing? We better be writing. So
bless you.
At this point, for those of you who don't know already, the MVP of the NL and AL for the MLB was announced yesterday. Shohei Ohtani ran away with it unanimously, 30 votes. I don't think anybody saw anything else coming. I still was hoping my boy Kyle Schwarber was going to get something. And you could look at those votes, by the way, and you can clearly see the New York bias. The fact that Juan Soto got any second place votes, period, is wild to me. But it is what it is. But on the opposite side, the one that everybody was talking about, the one everybody was wondering how this is going to end. We told you guys yesterday it's coming down to Seattle's Cal Raleigh, the catcher that hit 60 home runs in a season, and the New York Yankees' Aaron Judge. And they went with Judge. A lot of people are unhappy about it on the internet, rightfully so. You heard us yesterday say it should have gone to Cal, if not solely for the historical relevance of his season and bring a franchise like Seattle back to relevance in general.
What else does the kid need to do?
I mean, that's what I'm thinking in my head. The only argument that I could see for the opposite side is the one I gave you guys yesterday. Technically, Aaron beat him in almost every statistical category outside of home runs, RBIs, and steals. But as I said yesterday, I argue that playing the catcher position should automatically make up for that, being that it is the most important position defensively on the field at any point in time. It's the catcher. That's probably I don't want to say the hardest position, but it's definitely the most valuable. So you would think that maybe that would offset it. But I think one of the things that we talked about yesterday was the deciding factor in all of it, which was if Aaron Judge wasn't hurt and played the same amount of games, would he have matched the numbers that Cal had?
Probably.
Would he have hit 60 home runs?
Probably.
But there's also a chance that average of his would have went down as well. And don't get me wrong, a 3 average is pretty nice for a home run hitter. But I still say we riot. I feel like that's ridiculous. They stole that away from Cal.
I know baseball and baseball fans always like the history of the sport. And I mean, is it more lenient that they just wanted back-to-back winners?
It's possible. I mean, again, you could say that about the Cy Young Award too, though, because Tarek Skubal was now a back-to-back Cy Young winner.
And I would just say, I just hope it gets to Cal, it gets under his skin, and gives him a reason to play even better next year.
But see, that's what I'm saying. If Cal comes back and hits 60 again next season, are you going to ignore it? Are you going to say it again? Oh, well, no, because he plays on the East Coast, so we see him all the time. We don't see the Pacific or the West Coast very often in general, so we're not going to like you guys. That it's a little bit
Is
of
that
a
maybe
skew.
a bias that they need
Oh
to look
yeah.
into?
Oh,
Or I
100%.
personally, I don't care about the damn awards. Obviously, I'm still a little butthurt on how the season ended. So maybe, just maybe, that'll give them the fire to take that extra step. And it's a whole new season starting very soon. I'm
Absolutely.
just looking forward to that.
And free agency starts up. I'll give you guys a handful of names that might see some pretty good numbers here as free agents, including guys like Kyle Schwarber and the Cubs' Kyle Tucker, who will both be looking for big contracts from somebody. And
I think the Phillies lock him in, right?
I hope Philly keeps Schwarber. I really do. But right now, I mean, the way that the manager or not, sorry, not the manager, the owner has been coming out and talking about some of the star players, Bryce Harper. I'm not 100% sure exactly how he feels about keeping this roster together as a whole. So maybe they're thinking retooling needs to be done. I don't know, because you only have one more year left with Zach Wheeler. He's already been open about that. Once his contract is up, he's retiring.
Yeah.
He's done. So I'm not sure what Philly has to do, but locking up Kyle Schwarber is definitely high up on that list. And I think the Dodgers are high up on Kyle Tucker's list too, which is kind of interesting. But at the end of the day, like Sparky said, the season is over. Shohei Ohtani walks away with his 4th MVP award. Another unanimous decision. I don't think anybody.
I believe he's the first player to win back-to-back MVPs and make the championship both years
Yep.
with his new team.
And he only trails Mr. Barry Bonds and MVPs. So I feel like that will swiftly be caught at some point. And then on the opposite side, Aaron Judge wins his 3rd in 4 years, a back-to-back year again. I get the arguments, I do, but I feel like there's a little bit of a New York bias here. I really do. I feel like it should have gone to Cal Raleigh. But maybe that's just me having recency bias and just sitting there thinking that he had a better season being over here on the West Coast. We got to see them play a little bit more than other people did. But it is what it is. Let's shift over to the NFL real quick before we hit our first break of the day, because the New England Patriots stay hot, and they did it all behind the backs of Mr. Travion Henderson.
Whew.
3 touchdowns last night. 3rd Patriot rookie to ever do that, with Gronkowski and Sonny Mitchell. And
I forgot all about him.
At this point right now, do we say that this is the best team in the AFC? I know a lot of people are thinking that way. A lot of people are talking about it that way, but there's also the opposite side of this coin, which is they've had the easiest schedule probably out of anybody in the NFL.
And it's going to get easier.
Yeah, it absolutely is. They have a God-given schedule that's probably going to give them the division altogether. But
yeah, Buffalo wins one or loses one more, I think they're locking that in.
And they were saying the same thing about Kansas City this morning. You mentioned it yesterday. If Kansas City loses this weekend to the Broncos and falls to 5-5, they may fall out of the entire contention for the AFC West as a whole.
Which is wild.
Right, it is. But at this point, can we really blame the Patriots for the benefit of them getting the schedule? It's not like college where you map your own schedule. This is something that you just kind of have to deal with, and you play the people that are in front of you. So can we really falter them for this weak schedule of theirs?
No. And, you could think Jared Mayo, you could think the last year Patriots, but I think that it was, I mean, this team has, like I was telling Bolt yesterday, I knew it was going to be a tight game, and luckily, or sadly, he took the 12.5 and it went to 13. And there was some horrible calls in that game last night. And obviously it shows up on 3rd and longs, and you get a 5-yard holding when it was really ticky-tack. But you have to give it to the Patriots, man. They are looking like a solid team. I just don't know if the easy schedule is going to set them up to not be ready to face a tough playoff team, whether they line up and play Denver or, they get a bye and get to play, a team that has to go to Foxborough in January, where it's probably going to be snowing. I mean, I'm going to stand behind this, and I think it was just a genius move to get Mike Vrabel.
I agree.
I think he's just a winner. It's in his blood, all those years with New England, but this team looks like they're ready.
I will go a step further and say not only Mike Vrabel, but bringing over McDaniels as well. Because if McDaniels doesn't come over and reshape this offense, I don't think Drake May looks as good as he does right now. And Drake May is top 5 in almost every quarterback stat right now that possibly matters, which is why he's also in the MVP race, no matter what Bart Scott has to say about it. But at this point, I think that we have to at least respect the fact that the the Patriots are a tough team. Whoever they're playing, whether they be weak or strong, doesn't matter. They step up to the plate and they show everybody exactly why they were one of those dark horse teams to begin the season. And we talked about it in the beginning of the season. We weren't 100% sure if it was going to really show itself this year, but you could kind of see glimpses of it. They have caught fire 8 in a row now, and it's hard to really argue against that. You could probably put them up against the Colts at any point in time, and either one of these teams could beat each other. Excuse me. But I do agree that if they, if they somehow get that first round bye and have to take on a team like, I don't know, Baltimore or one of these teams that have been there before, I would be heavily skeptical. Plus, you guys know how I feel about taking getting a bye week before the playoff anyway. I feel like that derails your entire situation. As a first, or I get why you want the bye, especially as a number 1 seed, but in my personal opinion, I've seen more teams with that bye get blown out the next week when they have to play than people who've actually benefited from it.
Yeah, because they're playing and they don't take that week off. But looking at the Patriots and how they're looking right now, their final 6 games, they got Cincinnati, winnable game, Giants,
winnable, especially if Jackson Dart is going to continue to play recklessly and potentially get another concussion at some point.
And then they get Buffalo and Baltimore, which will be proving games.
Yeah, that'll definitely be 2 good test games. I expect Buffalo to win that second one, especially since they dropped the first one in Buffalo. But Baltimore is the one that I'm very curious about, because if Baltimore is in full tilt too, and those 2 teams are going head to head, that could be a playoff matchup right there.
And then they wrap it up with the Jets and the Dolphins.
2 very winnable games.
So, I mean, looking at those 6 games, say they go 4-2.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still probably taking that division.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, like you said, if the Bills lose one more game, I feel like they're out of contention for the division altogether.
Especially if it's that one against New England.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the season. On the opposite side of this coin, you got the New York Jets looking like the New York Jets. I mean, Justin Fields barely scratching over 100 pass yards again.
And Aaron Glenn looked upset in the post game, just talking about, it's great to see him run, but he's not a running back, and we don't want him running.
Right. And again, maybe you could chalk this up to the fact that none of their receivers got open and they didn't have their best receiver on the field. Excuse me.
And it was going, I mean, it was even the same with New England with 2 or 3 of their receivers out. Right. You can see there was some plays where you can see May is just trying to get comfortable with a couple of these receivers. Besides Hunter Henry, I mean, he was just really a grab bag on who he's throwing to.
I think him and Stephon Diggs are really starting to hit that good rapport with each other. We're going to start seeing some deep balls here between the 2 of them more often, especially as the playoffs come around.
And surprising, I think Mac Hollins has stepped up perfectly in New England.
He does in every team he plays for. That's why I don't understand why people don't keep him.
The Dolphins, the Bills, the Raiders.
Atlanta Falcons, when he played for them for a little bit. Like, I've always had love and respect for Mac Hollins, and I don't understand. Maybe it's him. Maybe he's just the journeyman. Attitude. And he wants to walk around and see other teams and all that type of stuff. So maybe I could be speaking off here. Love to talk to him and figure out what it is, why he journeys around so much. But you would assume one of these teams would try to lock him down, because he is a fantastic wide receiver too for whoever he's played for. And I don't know, especially with Buffalo and how little they have in the wide receiver room right now, you would have assumed they would have at least tried to keep him around.
And he's been on, I believe, every team in the AFC East. I mean, I loved him in Miami.
Did he play for the Jets yet?
I believe so.
Did he play for the Jets?
I believe, I was on the practice squad after an injury, but he was in Miami. I loved him in Miami.
I loved him in Atlanta, honestly. He again, one of those guys that you really can't speak negatively about. But we're talking about somebody that really isn't part of this entire situation anyway.
Yeah, going back to the Jets, I mean, I still think they're not going to get anything out of that offense until they switch. I mean, I do what Pittsburgh did and have Fields in little packages.
Yeah, exactly. Or do something that'll allow him to use his legs a little bit more. But that's why I don't think they have the proper offensive coordinator. Personally, I think the only offensive coordinator that would work for Justin is Arthur Smith. I think he could fit any offense. Arthur Smith would need him too, because he's the perfect prototype quarterback for that entire situation. But I think on the defensive side is where Aaron had the most of his frustrations, and most of those frustrations would have been fixed had you not traded away the two guys you traded away. Because if you didn't watch that game last night and say, ooh, Quentin probably would have stopped that run right there.
Yeah, Quincy stepped up in a couple plays.
He did, which was weird after hearing last week that he was going to get demoted and not play much.
He got
And
benched.
then, I don't know, led the entire team in tackles this week.
Mhm.
So obviously you're going to have to put him back out there. But again, trading away your top two pieces at that in not only the front seven, but your best corner as well, definitely showed last night. And I don't know, for Aaron Glenn to show frustrations, I'm like,
What'd you expect?
exactly. This is what you're asking for, my friend. You got lucky with the Cleveland Browns. You're not going to get a game where you have 2 kick returns for a touchdown again. And to be honest with you, I'm still shocked you won that game overall just solely because Justin couldn't throw over 100 yards. But this is the formula that you are presenting. If you want to stick with Justin, if you want to have all of this be exactly the way you have it right now, this is what you're going to get next year, the year after that, and the year after that. So I don't know exactly what the Jets are expecting. And if this is the Aaron Glenn team that everybody's talking about, well, good luck. That's all I have to say. Let's take a break real quick. There's plenty more to talk about in the world of sports. This is the Early Bird Special right here on ESPN Bakersfield. Welcome back. Early Bird Special right here on ESPN Bakersfield, 101.1 FM, 12 AM.
I will say, if you're texting in for these Condor tickets, first of all, you're in the running, 842-2000. But second of all, you have to be able to pick up your tickets today from
Yes.
11 to 4.
Yes, these are not electronic tickets, so you have to be in person to come pick them up yourself. Or actually, not necessarily yourself. You can send somebody with your picture of your ID. But if you can't pick them up today, I would not be trying to grab these. Game is tomorrow as we take on Coachella Valley, and it's youth jersey giveaway night. So obviously, first, I believe he said what, 2,000? 2,000 people or 2,000 kids, 12 and under, will be getting a youth jersey as they walk in the door. It is one of the best youth jerseys too. These things are so nice.
I need some new jerseys.
I really do too. Maybe we should hit up Holt and see if we can't get some of these different ones that they're going to be doing this year.
I want mine to say on the back Bartle.
Why do we need a Kevin
Bartle
jersey?
A Bartle jersey.
Oh, good Lord. That'd be hilarious. Real quick, before we get to our first guest of the day, Showdown from Rodeo Pro Wrestling will be joining us here momentarily. Let's see. Let's go with the NBA because they have announced their new All-Star game format that we haven't been able to talk about just yet. You guys know how much we love All-Star weekends.
Everyone does.
Oh, man.
And it always seems like everyone has the same argument. One, no one cares about the All-Star game. The players don't care. Why should we care? And number two, we need to do something with this slam dunk contest.
Absolutely. And there goes my chair.
Yeah, and he's shrinking. But yeah, they have made some changes for this year's All-Star festivities. I know we've talked about it was going to be USA versus the international team, but they've kind of made a tweak to it, which I believe is now 3 teams.
3 teams. You're going to have 2 American teams and 1 world team. But the one big change they made this year is that the All-Stars are no longer going to be chosen based on their positions. So now it's going to be just across the board who gets the most votes. And I believe it's just the top 12 guys, or probably now they'll extend it a little bit because I believe these teams are going to be 8 to 10 each. If I'm not mistaken, they'll be playing 12-minute games.
12-minute quarters that they rotate as a round robin.
It's 12. Yeah, it's 12-minute games, technically, is what they're calling it.
So each quarter is a game.
Every quarter is a game, and then it's a round robin tournament. First will be, USA A against USA B. Second game will be USA A against the world team, and then the world team against USA B. And then the winners of those games, or whoever does the best, will play each other in the final 4th game, if I'm not mistaken. So again, it's another throwing spaghetti at the wall thing that Adam Silver's trying to do to figure out some sort of way to make this, I guess, just entertaining.
I hope so.
Because, I mean, if you're a basketball fan, you could at least get behind the idea of the All-Star game and watch it for the fun of it. Because I do watch it most of the time for the fun of it. I don't expect a competitive game. I honestly expect just to watch the Globetrotters. That's essentially how I walk into it. But this just doesn't seem like it to me.
Do you think they should add a 4th team and have the women's All-Star?
Well, that was an idea that somebody had thrown around. I like that idea, but these women also have their own stuff going on at this time, and I don't even think the season for them has started yet. I might be wrong on that one, so don't crucify me if I am. But
where you at, Phil?
Yeah, no kidding. No, I think adding a 4th team would have worked, but I think you needed to structure it more around what like the NHL did with their 4-season classic. So if you had a USA team, I don't know, China team, Australia, whatever. I don't know. 4 different countries all playing against each other, and who's the best? Maybe we can do Canada. I don't know. You Bob's your uncle. It really doesn't matter who the 4 teams were. It's more of just we need something more than just split up the USA team into 2 teams, put every world guy into one side, and then we're going to go against each other. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But again, this is Adam Silver just doing anything possible to really make this entertaining for people, because it really has fizzled out over the last couple of years. And as Sparky just said, even the slam dunk contest, which used to be the most entertaining part of the entire weekend, is now one of the biggest snore fests of the entire weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, I look forward to the 3-point contest, but they keep messing with that one too.
I agree.
Stop strolling with it.
I mean, again, I think the 3-point contest at its core, though, hasn't really changed that much, and we still get the best shooters in the league in the 3-point contest
The
for the
only thing
most
I
part.
didn't like is they moved the money ball
Yes.
where
Well,
the
the money
player
ball
can move
now
them
gets placed wherever they want it. They get
wherever
a
the
whole
shooter
rack
wants
of
it.
them.
That's not how it goes.
I know, but again, it is what it is. It's another way just to just spice it up a little
Mhm.
bit. That one I'm not really worried about because again, you get the best shooters traditionally in the 3-point contest still, but we don't get the best dunkers in the dunk contest anymore. I love
Nope.
Mac McGlung, but how many years are we going to rehash the G League champion in the slam dunk contest? And I get why these guys don't do it. It all stems back from the time when Aaron Gordon got absolutely screwed out of it. And I don't blame him for being upset, but he even said, I'm never doing this again.
Right.
And I think everybody like Zach Levine and everybody else in the league kind of saw the same thing and said, you know what? He's right. Nah, I don't want to do this either just to do some crazy dunk and have you guys tell me it wasn't good enough.
Right.
Like,
And it's one of those things that it's difficult to change something that hasn't been done. To try,
right,
I mean, what do you got to do? Jump from over a car,
right.
jump over Shaq. We've all seen other players try to do it,
We've even seen Paul George literally turn the lights out and do a glow in the dark dunk.
which was awesome.
Was fantastic. I wish
But
somebody would do that
I
again.
mean, do they need to step in and put some type of incentives to get the stars to do it, or
But
do
see,
you think that's already sealed?
I think that's already sailed because they already tried that.
Yeah.
Again, we've talked about it on the show multiple times. I mean, you do it with the Pro Bowl too. They try to give incentives through money or whatever. I don't think these guys care that much. I really don't. Like everybody says, oh, these guys are just in it for the money. They'll do anything if you pour more money in front of them. I don't think that's the case most of the time. I think there are some players, sure, that'll play for the money, but I think a lot of these guys just take it and or look at it and say, you know what, this could just be seen as a week off in the middle of the season where I need to recuperate. And it's a fun thing for them too to go and actually watch this stuff. They act like they're most of the people in the stands, I feel, are just players or players and their families and whatever. But no, I don't think adding more incentives like money is going to really change anything. I really don't. I think at the end of the day, they just need to find a way to make this entertaining and utilize something that's different in the NBA that can fix it. I mean, I've said the same thing about baseball with theirs. Incorporate the Savannah Bananas. Do something like that. Do something different that will draw in young viewers. It'll draw in new viewers. You got to do something to make it entertaining. NBA just hasn't found that yet. I hope and pray Adam Silver figures it out and finds it soon. But at this point, I'm just not sure if the new format is really what needs to happen in order to make this entertaining.
You think the international just whoops our ass?
Probably, more than likely, because you look who is going to be Luka, Jokic, SGA, Giannis. I mean,
Yeah, we're screwed.
Victor. Like, I mean, you might as well call them the Monstars. I mean, this is going to be absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't matter who we put out there on the American team, especially since you now split us up into two. But that's not my problem with
Throw
it.
Cooper Flag in there.
Yeah, my problem is not that it's, America's team is getting split into two and we're now going to be at a disadvantage. That's not it at all. I just don't think that this is the right format.
Right.
I think there's a better format out there that we could utilize. Again, maybe you make multiple teams just like the NHL did. Find some way to utilize it. What they did with the Four Seasons Classic. I think that is the best route to go. But I'm just sitting here in Bakersfield. Adam Silver, don't pay me to find out those type of answers. Let's take a break real quick. Our guy Showdown from Rodeo Pro Wrestling should be here any minute, so we will talk to him about their show coming up this Saturday that you can go check out here locally. This is the Early Bird Special right here on 101.1 FM, 12:30 a.m. ESPN Bakersfield. Welcome back. This is the Early Bird Special right here on ESPN Bakersfield, 101.1 FM, 1230 AM. It is time to talk a little wrestling with our friends from Rodeo Pro Wrestling. Showdown has rejoined us. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, can't complain, my friend. I mean, I don't know where we should start. I don't know if we should start with the casket match you had before the last time you were here, or if we should start with all the stuff you guys have had to deal with here with this show coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
So let's start with the casket match, because I know our boy Sparky here is a huge Undertaker fan. We got to know how this all went for you, but how do you think it went? I mean, obviously you won. You're not in the casket, so we're all
alive,
good.
Yeah.
We're still alive and well. So
He's
how
alive.
how did everything go?
Oh man, it was amazing. The crowd was hot. I guess it was a twist to the match. The guy I was supposed to face was actually turned out to be a setup by my best friend. Hit me from behind. Yeah, what a scumbag.
What a scumbag.
Yeah.
The heel turns always make you feel that way.
Yeah,
man.
especially when it comes, from your inner circle.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, we had somebody in here that was at the show too, because he owns a local collectible store.
Oh, nice.
And he was there and he was singing your guys' praises, man. He said it was a fantastic show. He loved every second of it. Him and his wife went, who
our boy
barely
over
ever gets out.
KRRJ Collectibles.
Yeah, he loved
my
you guys.
guy.
He
Good
said you
shout
guys
out.
did
Yeah.
fantastic too.
Where's he located, man?
So
The old
KR
Rusty's.
yeah. So do you know on Ming Avenue, right there across the way from the mall, where
Yes.
the old Rusty's used to be? He's right there next door. Now that
okay.
place, I believe, is a Hispanic club or something like that. He is literally right next door.
Oh,
So it's a little collectible shop. It's where the Mick Foley signing was. That's why we had him in here. Actually, this weekend, we'll shout it out right now. I believe he has the Blue Power Ranger. Billy Jost will be there tomorrow from 12 to 4. So if anybody is a Power Ranger fan or a millennial, you want to go check that out, highly recommend you go
You
down
guys,
to
I guess.
KRJ.
That's you guys, I guess.
I mean, look, man, I grew up watching the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this isn't the one I want to meet, though. There was some stuff behind the scenes. I won't get into it, but you can ask him yourself if you want to.
During that
man.
time, I was doing casket matches with my
Right,
older brother.
Exactly. You're giving him the camel clutch and all that stuff.
Yes.
Well, you guys going into this weekend, the last call
Yeah.
brawl, it
Yes, sir.
actually had to move venues, right?
yeah.
So where are you guys at now?
We are at the Elite Fitness Center on Meany and Fruitville. I don't really know the exact address. Is it possible to look?
Yeah,
that
I
thing?
got you
Yeah.
right here. I think it's somewhere in my phone right here.
Yeah.
And you got a
but-
big match, right? I was looking at the promo last night.
Oh,
Was it the big match against? Was it Ray Rico?
yeah, Ray Rico, another scumbag.
So tell it. Yeah,
Yeah.
break down this story for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
This guy, he's a heel of all heels. He likes to talk trash. He likes to pick on the little guy. He likes
course.
to, he thinks he's bigger than what he is. So we have an interviewer named Jose, just doing his job. Ray Rico likes to, he put his hands on Mr. Jose, and Jose happens to be one of my good buddies. So
Oh, okay.
No,
So
it's
you got to
not-
get the lick back.
I'm gonna put my hands on him.
Absolutely. You
You
can't
know?
let that slide. What's wrong with him?
Hell no.
It's going to be at 6558 Meany Avenue is what I'm reading here on the
Yes,
Instagram.
That sounds about right.
What are tickets looking like right now? Do they have to pay to get in, or what's the entire shtick on that one?
Yeah, same thing, same process as the last one. Ticket Spice. You can find the link on our Instagram. You just click on Rodeo Pro Wrestling on Instagram, and then there's a link to the Ticket Spice, and then you get better deals buying through Instagram.
Mhm.
You get like discounts and stuff like that. At the door, you kind of goes up a little bit more.
Isn't there I saw something that was like Grumpy or something like that? It's a promo code. I'm not 100% sure. on that
Yeah, I
one.
believe there's like a $3 off promo code. So
There you go.
yeah. So
Yeah, we shared it on our Instagram if you want to check it out.
Fantastic.
yeah.
And okay, so this show, obviously, you're just or I shouldn't say you're just the main event. You are the main event, but there's a ton of other matches that are going to be in this. I saw there's a
Yes.
mixed tag match that's going to be part of this.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, you guys obviously have a really in-depth roster of guys who are going to be performing at this tomorrow. Can we shout out some of those guys? I mean, do you know who all is going to be a part of this?
Yeah, for sure. That mixed tag you were talking about is the Melanin Mafia.
Mhm.
Beatrice and Sancho. They're going against
The Dark New Age.
the Dark New Age, dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they're legit, man.
I was checking them out too. I mean,
That's
there's
the one with the
full
face
cast.
paint, right? The war paint
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, they look fantastic.
dude. That dude, that big guy with the mask. I think his name's Israel.
Mhm.
Man, he looks freaky in person. Yeah, he does.
One of those intimidating guys.
Yeah,
every
and
time you look at him.
PJ is just a whole nother the tag team partner from
Right.
she's just another level, bro. Like you can tell she's intense, dude.
Mm.
Yeah, they take the craft very serious.
Fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I saw another tag match. It's the tag team titles will be on the line as well, right? The
ADK.
the ADK going up against somebody. The name escapes me again. I
Los
apologize.
Firmes
There we go.
and the Caballero.
Okay.
Yeah, Los Firmes y Caballero. Those guys are they're something else, man. They're
All right.
crazy. Yeah, they're cool.
So are the tag team champs a little more like high flying style here? Are we talking like technical wrestling? How do we look at it?
From what I seen, they're like the young guns. Like they just freaking go.
Very
I mean, there's a reason why they're champions. You know what I mean?
Right. Very fast paced play. Okay.
And Los Firmes are the type to, they're that stone wall you come across that you don't want to see. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
So they're
good.
gonna have a hard time.
All right, fantastic.
yeah,
I mean, those are just some of the massive matches you could see tomorrow night at Rodeo Pro Wrestling's Last Call Brawl. Obviously, it's been a hell of a time to get you guys to move from one venue to the next. Talk about that real quick,
dude, man.
With the storm, obviously, that we're dealing with currently.
Yeah. We were so close. We were so close to just going through with the Grumpies, and then all of a sudden, the whole storm thing started going on.
Mm.
We were trying to hold it off as long as possible, just to we were praying that the weather would be nice. For a while, it was.
Right.
It said 0%. And then the next day it was just 90%.
It's just Bakersfield, man. The weather here is so unpredictable. I mean, you can never tell what's going to happen day to day and all of that. But talk about why you guys were originally going to have it at Grumpy's. I know you were telling me that was where you guys had your second show ever, right?
Yes. It was very successful. We pulled off an amazing outside show. The reason why we wanted to come back was because we were promoting Grumpy's brewery. It's kind of in a hidden spot. So we wanted to help out. We help out small businesses, get their name out there. And Grumpy's, it was a successful show. Grumpy's had a blast. He wanted us to come back, and we were more than happy to oblige. But like I said, unfortunately, the weather didn't allow that. But we will be having Grumpy's beer sold at.
Oh, nice,
fantastic.
At the
okay,
venue,
so there's still going to be at least some sort of connection.
Yeah. We got to help them out somehow.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, that would be kind of interesting though. Have a whole pay-per-view PLE outside in the rain. I don't think anyone's ever done that.
Hey, that's what I told the guys too. I was like, rain or shine,
mud
dude,
wrestling
let's
is
go.
a thing, brother. I'm just saying, we could always have that happen.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking at the fight card and I had a couple questions. One is, what is a high noon heist?
Oh, a high noon heist. That's gonna be like a pole match. It's a pole match. We're gonna have money hanging from there. So we're gonna have just whoever's hungry, get whoever wants a big payday.
I'm gonna go with my boy Doomsday, because the more I've watched his promos, I mean, this guy's got it too. I really like that guy. And then there was a 6-7 minute challenge.
This clearly is based off of this stupid internet trend, but what is that? Is it just literally a match for 6 or 7 minutes, or does he have something
if
like
I
an
knew,
open challenge?
I would tell you, but I guess it's he's got about 6 or 7 minutes to get it to.
Well, I mean, because then I look down at the card and I see one that's like 10-20 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so clearly this is just for fun. I'm not sure what's happening here.
Yeah, Mr. I believe his name is Mondo Rico, the brother of Ray Rico.
Oh, okay, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You got a friend that's gonna go in and show him a little bit of something. Then what's happening there?
I mean, he might be a little epic guy, you know what I mean?
Okay,
so
that's good.
I also saw last PLE you guys had the casket match, and this was yours. Yes. Now this one you've got a Rodeo Rules match in yours, so is that pretty much what a hardcore match?
Rodeo Rules is pretty much a street fight. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's just gonna be as minimal wrestling and a bunch of fists flying.
Nice.
Which is I don't want to go back to the shindy I don't want to make it look like that, so we're gonna make it our own twist. And see what comes off of it, man.
I'm just throwing this out there. Your name is Rodeo Pro Wrestling, so if a hog tie comes in there somewhere, that would be sick.
That's a good idea right there.
You never know.
I'm
just throwing that out there.
I mean, so yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
I am too.
You never know what's under the ring,
Just saying. And there could be anything under that ring, including a hornswoggle. You never know. Real quick before we let you go, and thank you so much for your time. We are always appreciative of it. Yesterday was the 20-year anniversary of the loss of Eddie Guerrero. Yeah. And everybody who's a pro wrestling fan knows who Eddie is. Everybody knows his impact on pro wrestling. Has Eddie had any impact on your career? And if so, what is it? And what is your fondest memory of Eddie?
Obviously Eddie with the connection to the fans, man. I was one of them that connected
Same.
with him, love that guy. When I got the news, my mom told me that
Really?
he passed away. Yeah, he passed away, and I shed a little tear. I shed not maybe bigger than just a little tear, but it definitely.
I feel like anybody that has a connection, not only just to pro wrestling, but obviously you being a luchador with the mask and everything, you have to have some sort of connection to this guy because of what he meant to the entire industry.
Well, not just that. That one promo he cut on Brock Lesnar.
Yes,
that one. Even when he was still alive, I was watching it.
I'm a junkie for TV. This. I'm here for
I am an addict. You know that one right there. Even when I was watching it as they put it on TV, I did cry for that, dude. Like I felt like that moment right there was like my biggest
Eddie moment.
Like I never felt like a connection between me and someone on TV, and that was the very first moment. Right. Yeah, and so every now and then I'll look back on that tape. And I'll still feel it in my heart, man. Like what he said was just so real, dude. So real, so raw.
That's what he was so good at, man. He knew how to take his personal stuff and just bring it, and it gave you the vibes, gave you goosebumps.
Yeah. Till this day.
And Dom does such a good job at continuing the entire idea of it too. I mean, you heard Ray, or you didn't hear Ray. I'm sorry. Ray released a tweet, I believe, yesterday talking about it as like a love letter to Eddie. And just what Dom has become and how he's taken that mantle and run with it and stuff. And he does such a great job at it. But losing Eddie the way everybody did, I think was just a shell shocker to everything.
To me, it just makes life more real. It makes me not want to take things for granted because he passed away so young, dude. And I mean, 38 is super young.
When you really think about it, it really is.
Yeah.
And especially at the prime of his career, too. I mean, what we could have had with him into his 40s and now, imagine what if he was here now.
Yeah,
like what he could be doing with Ray and Dom or anybody really if he was still in the industry would be incredible.
Yeah.
And then real quick before I let you go, I forgot we do have a YouTube question for you as well from our guy Tommy Gunn from Tommy Gunn's Trading Cards.
What's up, Tommy Gunn?
He says, "What in your opinion is the most dangerous hold, the drop toe hold or the camel toe hold?"
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I think there's probably more dangerous ones out there.
I would agree.
Pile driver.
I think the Walls of Jericho kind of come to mind here. Or the Boston Crab, if you want to call it that.
Yeah,
that one sucks. If you want to get your brother crying, that's the one you got to get him in.
I'll tell you, I've taken a pedigree.
The pedigree sucks.
Yeah, the pedigree, I didn't know there was a concrete under the carpet until that pedigree knocked me the hell out.
You've seen stars.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
And obviously the pile driver's always.
There's a reason why the WWE doesn't allow you to do that.
You know which one does hurt?
Which one's that?
The camel clutch.
Yes.
Yeah.
The camel clutch really hurts, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a fond story about that.
Yeah, after my brother did the pedigree on me, I waited a couple days and I got him back. He was playing PlayStation on his stomach, like looking up I pulled up on him, pulled up that camel clutch on him. I was like, yep, that's coming back. And that was,
I'm telling you,
the Sergeant Slaughter days.
That's why the Boston Crab, dude, I'm telling you, grab those legs and just bend back a little bit. They'll be crying in a couple seconds.
Dude.
I promise.
Hey, if you guys do get a chance, we have Dead Man's Rodeo on YouTube.
Oh, do you really?
Nice.
Yeah, so the whole show is on YouTube.
Fantastic.
It's about 2 hours long.
What shout out the YouTube channel?
Yes, the YouTube channel is Rodeo Pro Wrestling on YouTube. That's
naturally.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I know I'll be watching tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's I think it's like the first video we ever uploaded. So
fantastic.
Well, my final question, I'll tell everyone again, Rodeo Pro Wrestling, it's the big deal. They're just growing as we speak. The PLE tomorrow is in town. We'll share it on our Instagram and look up Rodeo Pro Wrestling. But is this the final one of the year? Or are you going to do another one in December?
This is the last one of the year,
Nice.
man. Last call brawl. So we're going to go out with the brawl, in a bang.
Hell yeah.
At the Elite Fitness Center, 6558 Meany Avenue. And real quick, how much tickets again? Do you know off the top of your head, or just go to the
Uh,
Instagram page and they'll be right there?
I believe general admission 15 with tax, but there's a promo code on tickets buys through our Instagram where you can get $3 off and get rid of those taxes.
And I know you guys have like a
Yeah.
family pack and stuff like
Yes,
that
yes,
as well.
you can
that
save a lot with the
utilize.
family pack. Yes.
So
Full
just
tickets.
go to the Instagram, obviously Rodeo Pro Wrestling. They'll have all the information for you there. Real quick before we let you go, I know you're a wrestling fan, so I have to ask this. John Cena's Last Chance tournament. How do you feel about it, first of all? And then who do you think is going to be the mystery contestant tonight?
Oh, dude, it's my childhood is a little sad that he's going
Oh,
away.
you and me both, brother.
Mhm.
Trust me. That's the GOAT.
Yeah. But if I were to just throw a name out there, I would say break the walls down.
Chris
Maybe
Jericho.
some Y2J in there.
Nice.
He's the main one everybody is rumoring that's going to be going tonight against LA Knight.
I think it's gonna be Joe Henry.
Oh, yeah, because he did just sign.
He just
so-
signed
Oh,
a
Joe
deal.
Hendry.
I could
Although
see
I
it.
did see a very funny Instagram reel the other day that said that's the last man that we
Right.
need to see take down John Cena. Is we're all crying because we know this is John Cena's final time, and then all you hear is his song break out, and it's just going to be the most
No.
nightmare-inducing thing on the planet.
I mean,
God.
let's hope for better days.
Yes,
Exactly.
please.
Very much so.
Shout out to Joe Hendry though.
Absolutely
He's cool.
love Joe Hendry, but I
Yeah.
just don't need to see you, retire. my
This
goat,
ain't the
please.
one, man.
No, it's
I'd rather
not.
see Braun Breaker do it than you. I apologize.
Yes.
My friend, thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it,
Rodeo
man.
Pro Wrestling again tomorrow, the Last Chance Brawl. Get out there, go check it out. It is fantastic. And our
Yes,
guy
sir.
right here will be the main event. Thank you so much for your time, and we will
Thank
talk
you,
to you
man.
again soon, my friend.
Appreciate you. Bro.
We got to take a break real quick. This is the Early Bird Special right here on ESPN Bakersfield. God, what we could have had. I mean, what we had, but we could have had. Want to thank Showdown for coming in from Rodeo Pro Wrestling. That was fantastic. Hope you guys go out to the last call brawl tomorrow.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna watch the last one.
I am too. That casket match is going to be fantastic. We got a fantastic SmackDown coming up tonight too. We're going to talk to our guy Kyle Pittser about stuff that'll be coming up next week because we will be dark a lot next week. I apologize. Sparky's going to be in Vegas on Monday, so you'll have a best of on Monday. Plus, I'm going to be in Vegas on Thursday and Friday, so we're going to be dark on Friday. It's going to be a really weird week and a half, 2 weeks coming up in Thanksgiving, but we got a lot to talk about in the meantime, so we will get to all of it by and by.
We do got your fantasy questions.
Yes, we will help you with fantasy football. I promise. We're not going to leave you out to dry. That I can promise you. And we're going to talk a lot of different things in the world of wrestling because this John Cena tournament's got my mind boggling right now. And I got my new favorite to win the whole dang thing. And you guys aren't even expecting this one.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. This is the Early Bird Special right here on ESPN Bakersfield, 101.1 FM, 1230 AM. We're also streaming video on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We will be right back. Welcome back. Hour 2 of the Early Bird Special right here on ESPN Bakersfield, 101.1 FM, 1230 AM. I want to thank again our guest Showdown from Rodeo Pro Wrestling. Hope you guys enjoyed that and hope you guys get out to the last call brawl on Saturday. It is going to be a fantastic show, headlined by our very own Showdown.
That's awesome.
That is so cool. And he did, he's so much fun to talk to regardless. And I'm glad that he had the same mindset as me when it came to Eddie, just because we didn't get to talk about it yesterday, but 20 years since the passing of Eddie Guerrero, for all you wrestling fans out there, that one hit, I think, everybody in my generation. no matter what culture you came from, everybody loved Eddie.
See, I watched him when he was in WCW, so I wasn't
Mhm.
as big of a fan because I didn't see a lot of his work.
Well, and he wasn't really booked very well on WCW at all.
And then when he moved over to WWE, it was towards the time I stopped watching. So I mean, I got to see some of it in the beginning when he would come out in his car and his lowrider, but it was just starting to set up when I took away from
right.
wrestling. But I mean, it was the same time. Like I didn't get to see any of the Cena. This is my only year of seeing Cena, and I've fallen in love with him.
And this is what I'm saying. I wish you could have seen John Cena through my eyes as a kid, because this guy was Hulk Hogan to us. Like what everybody saw Hulk Hogan as, that's what my generation, the millennials and the Gen X or the Gen Zs, maybe some of you Gen Xers too, you late bloomer Gen Xers, that was Hulk to us.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because we had a text during the Showdown interview that said, do you think Cena should have a banner hung up at the TD Arena like you talked about? I mean, it would be a first.
I would love to see it, dude. I really would. Oh, man. But
And
if
now
you start doing that, I mean,
now with WWE, with ESPN, maybe they can work something out.
Maybe they can. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't, to look up there and see right next to all the Boston Celtics stuff. You just see the greatest of all time.
Just his logo.
You can't see me like that. I would love to see that. But that opening the door to that,
yeah,
would mean, I mean, The Rock would get one at one point. I guarantee you Roman Reigns would get one at one point.
People like Ric Flair would be like, where's mine?
Exactly. And I'm just sitting here like, you're opening the door to a group of men and women who literally live on being glorified. So let's pump the brakes on it a little bit. I think symbolically, the WWE hanging a banner, maybe, right in front of the Saturday night's main event thing, like we get an actual like Hall of Fame banner. That would be really cool.
And then him lose.
But yeah, I mean,
but well, we do have some lineup questions, but before we get into those, we do have a family 4-pack of Condors tickets to tomorrow night's game, New Jersey giveaway night. And if you'd like to win, keep those texts coming in and text your name and date of birth, and we'll find a winner before Kyle Pittser comes in. But the lineup questions start with, do I go with Josh Allen against Tampa or Matt Stafford against the Seahawks?
That is a good
problem to have.
That was a dang good problem to have. I would go with Josh Allen against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's more of a favorable matchup, and I think Josh is going to be coming back after getting embarrassed by the Dolphins last week and have a pretty stellar week this week, especially since he'll be going up against a good friend of his in Baker Mayfield. There's a little bit of bragging rights on the ledger for that game as well.
I would agree with the same thing. I mean, Stafford will get his,
but it's also the Seattle defense, which is fantastic.
And I was reading they play the nickel package with 5 corners 80% of the time.
Yep. They've done that since Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator, though. Like that was Dan Quinn's moneymaker, was the nickel. And then now with the way McDonald runs the defense, it's very similar with his own little tweaks into it. So it does not surprise me whatsoever.
The next one says, do I go with Quentin Johnston from the Chargers against the Jaguars?
Okay.
Or Marks at Tennessee?
I like Woody. I really do like Woody. And last time Woody Marks beat up on the Titans was just week 4. I would say roll with him. I like running backs a little bit better than wide receivers anyway, though. So that's just my problem.
Better option to get more points out of running backs.
I agree.
With the flex position, do I roll with Kareem Hunt at Denver, Trey Tucker against Dallas on Monday night, or Singletary against Green Bay?
I like Trey Tucker in this situation, but like Sparky says all the time, I really like Monday night football games, Sunday night football games. When they have the primetime games, usually you get a guy really break out and get some big points. So,
and you should get some options. I personally think the running back from the Raiders,
Genty,
I think he's going to run all over, which will open up the passing game easier for Geno.
And they're going to be playing from behind. Let's not get that twisted. The Dallas Cowboy offense will make this a game. And I don't know why, but I agree with one of my favorite talking heads on the social medias, but 44-10 speaks a lot to me right now.
Oh, no.
I don't know why.
Don't say that. I was looking at the points, too.
44-10, for some reason, is just speaking to me.
You think the Raiders defense will give up that many points? I mean, I'm talking about the Raiders, so it could happen. I'm hoping
Max
it's a better
Crosby
game.
will do everything he
And I
can
feel
to
so
make sure
bad for
that
that guy.
that does not happen. But let's be honest of what we've seen from this team this season.
And see, I was talking to JR last night because I know when you've gone to the Raider games, you hit the press conference.
Yes.
I'm leaning towards hitting the locker room.
Oh no, I mean, you could split. That's
Can
what
I
me
do
and Jay-
both?
Yeah, you can do both.
Okay.
Oh, you could absolutely
that
do
was
both. I
my
did both last game.
understanding.
No.
Awesome.
There are situations where it's kind of hard to do both, especially depending on how long the press conference goes.
And if it's
Because
44-10, it probably could be quick.
again, this is just me talking out of my behind, but
it could happen.
I have been very, very disappointed with what we've seen from the Raiders all season. You've heard me say it, and I do agree with you. I very much feel bad for Max Crosby because he does everything for that defense.
If it's the Raiders that showed up last week, I'm hoping that that's the team I see. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. The next lineup question is: do I start Judkins against Baltimore or Keenan Allen at the Jaguars?
God, again, another tough one to choose from.
Judkins
Judkins has had some fantastic games for the Browns, but Keenan
Not
Allen
recently.
gets his. I'd probably go with Keenan Allen. I think that the matchups between him and that secondary of the Jaguars is gonna be beneficial to the Chargers going forward. So
I would say the same thing. And if it's a PPR, you probably have a better luck with Keenan. The next one says, my quarterback is on a bye. Do I roll with Tua versus Washington or JJ McCarthy against Chicago?
Okay, you have the exact opposite of the first guy.
Option.
My God. Probably go with JJ. I know Tua has a better chance of winning that game, but Dan Quinn taking the reins as defensive coordinator, I think is going to help the Commanders defense at least look a little bit better. So I would venture that JJ is going to be the one that looks better this week out of the two quarterbacks.
It's a tough one. I'm hoping McCarthy plays well because I need points out of my receivers, but I will say, man, Miami's going to run that ball all day. It's going to be A-Chain, and he's been on fire. But I will say Tua's probably good for a touchdown or two.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
But if you're wanting to get 20-plus points, you might have a better option with J.J. McCarthy.
Which is wild to say because I don't know if he actually has broken 20 points in the fantasy football realm.
Tua?
No, JJ.
Oh, yeah. JJ's been hit and miss.
Yeah, JJ is one of those guys, like you've heard us say at the beginning of the season. Game manager, 200 yards maybe, but gunslinger that's going to lead you to a fantasy championship? Yeah, probably not.
It's not going to happen. And the last one says, sorry, Sparky, not surprised. Aaron Judge is a beast.
He is a beast. No one on this show is claiming this man is not arguably the best right-handed hitter to ever play baseball.
He did not have a better season, though.
I have to agree with Sparky. In my opinion, he did not have a better season. He didn't last longer in the playoffs. He didn't out-hit home runs. He didn't out-hit him in RBIs. I mean, the only thing he did better than is his average OBP and slugging, which again, I think evens out the entire situation. In their defense, the guys who voted, it was 17-13 Judge to Raleigh. So it was pretty damn close. But ultimately, I think the New York bias is what got Aaron Judge this win. I think that the difference of 4 or 5 votes would most likely be the guys on the East Coast that don't watch a lot of Seattle Mariner games.
And we did get one more lineup question. Says, do I go with DK Metcalf or Chase Brown this weekend?
Ooh, stay away from Chase Brown. But then again, you're also choosing DK Metcalf, who
in the same
Arthur
game.
Smith. No, go DK Metcalf. To be honest with you, this is the Unk Bowl, man, and not to be
gonna be throwing a lot.
Yeah, and let's not forget Aaron Rodgers looked awful last week, and he's going to be looking to bounce back from that and show everybody, hey, calm down. It was just a 1 week thing where I just, had a bad week. Great players are allowed to have a bad week. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to show everybody, hey, I may be 40, but let's not get it twisted. I'm still Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to say DK Metcalf wins in that situation.
And going back to, I wanted to bring this up before we got into wrestling for the rest of the show. One, Brock Purdy is back.
Yes,
set to start. He's saying he's feeling great, feeling healthy.
Is it the right move, though?
Yeah, that's the next question.
Mac
Jones has been playing well.
He has. And honestly, although they lost to the Rams last week, he did what he could to keep them in the game and at least make a comeback out of it. Personally, I think this really comes down to the front office saying we pay Brock Purdy to be the starting quarterback, and that's
And Ricky Purcell
Yeah.
back.
and how much that's going to help, we're going
Right.
to find out.
I mean, I think they're going to see what they have in Purdy.
Mm.
I mean, he's already been paid. That's their quarterback for the future. But when Mac has been playing well, it's kind of hard to pull the plug on the guy.
See, here's the thing, though, that I don't think a lot of people are taking into consideration. True that you make the move to put Brock Purdy back in the starting seat, because obviously in sports, you shouldn't lose your starting spot because you got injured, Drew Bledsoe. But at the end of the day, I think Brock is coming into this game with a whole new level of pressure, because if Brock does not produce and be Brock Purdy, or at least something along the lines of a Brock Purdy that can get the 49ers to that level they want to get to, which is a Super Bowl. Let us not forget that. They won a Super Bowl. Mac Jones will forever be now on the media's mind and all of those players' minds on the sideline. If Brock comes out and struggles, the first thing the media is going to say is, why'd you put him in? And when are we going back to Mac? And let's not forget, Kyle Shanahan's first love when he took over this job at head coach before he got Brock Purdy was Mac Jones. So I think that also will factor into this. Right now, the job is Brock Purdy's, but I solely believe that is because the front office pays him the money to be the starting quarterback. If he was still on that rookie contract right now and they weren't paying him buku millions of dollars to play quarterback, I think this would be a much different argument for the San Francisco 49ers. And to be honest with you, I think Mac Jones would probably be winning this argument. But we will see what happens. All of this is going to, hinder on how well they play this week against a very, very skeptical Cardinals team. Brock should come back and look perfectly fine. Look at least back to what he used to be and get this offense rolling. But again, if they lose this game against the Cardinals and he looks awful,
Big question marks.
all people are going to be talking about next week when it
Mac
comes to
Jones.
is when are we getting Mac back on the field? Because Brock Purdy either isn't it or is still injured. That's what they're going to be talking
I
about.
would take him in Miami if you could. But we'll take a break. We'll wrap up a couple of these other headlines right here on the Early Bird Special on ESPN Bakersfield, 12:30 a.m.
101.1 FM. Oh,
I did want to mention that Eminem and his manager, Paul Rosenberg, have agreed to join forces, do the halftime show at Thanksgiving for the Lions games for the next couple of years.
nice. Okay. Okay. At least there'll be a reason to watch the Lions on Thanksgiving. No, I'm just kidding. That's probably one of the only games that I am going to be looking forward to is the Lions games on Thanksgiving because God only knows nobody wants to watch Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Dallas.
But it is what it is. That's what we get with the Thanksgiving slate. But that's going to be cool. I mean, it, I'm actually surprised he hasn't really gotten connected with more of the sports teams. I expected him to at least be in on some sort of maybe even an ownership front, maybe with the Pistons or something. I don't know.
Something.
It's very shocking to me that he hasn't done that. But who knows? Maybe that's just a venture he hasn't, gone down yet. He's waiting for his Magic Johnson moment.
And the NFL has filed a grievance against the Players Association. We talked about these off-season report cards that the NFLPA and their players will vote on. What team has the better, workout areas, the gym, the football field, the practice field,
the connection with the families and stuff.
The NFL owners aren't happy with these report cards going out to the public.
Okay.
So now they're filing a grievance to the PA.
Aw.
Saying we don't want you to release these anymore.
They put you on blast and you had to do something about it. And now you're mad. Now, how else are we going to know how our players are being treated? And no wonder they're so mad playing for you because god awful situations, when they go into work every single dang day. Like I feel like this. I get you could file a grievance, but the players should still, announce this to the public because that is necessary information to know the backgrounds of what's happening. If not, these guys could be absolutely abusing these guys behind the scenes and you would never know it. Like, no, that's
always something.
That's
these millionaires.
I get why they want they don't want it out there because obviously there are certain teams that get A's and there are certain teams that get F's.
Yeah, which was surprising that the Chiefs got an F right after they won a Super Bowl. I'm like, really?
Well, they got an F straight up from the owner too.
Yes,
the owner got an F.
And the other thing is the NFL. I wish I would have known this yesterday when we were talking to Bolt, but now the NFL is stepping in and are taking the steps to get rid of prop bets.
Thank God. I mean, we talked about it the other day. There are some of these prop bets, I grant you, most of the time only in the Super Bowl, but do we really even need these?
Nah.
The bets on the coin flip, the bets on, the national anthem time length. I mean,
first commercial.
So
many different.
And let's not even look at those are the side ones. Let's be fair. Those are the prop bets that are just fun for people.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the player prop bets. Do we really need a prop bet on over unders of how many catches a specific guy is going to get? I mean, it's really not that detrimental.
No, I mean, you could still be a gambler and bet with the games. And I'm hoping once these sports get rid of these prop bets, because I think it's coming.
Yes.
I think these states that California will not let you bet on certain games. That's something they need to look into.
That is true. And technically true that some places in like California won't let you bet on it. But I actually read a story yesterday, not to get a little bit into a sidebar here, but the UFC is working with a company that is essentially going to allow you as a viewer to vote who wins or loses on each game as it's happening. And as it's happening. And this is going to be shown on the screen and everything. So I don't know exactly how this is going to change things up, but I was reading into it and I was like, seems a little bit like betting to me. Like it genuinely does.
And I thought Dana was stepping in to get rid of this.
That's exactly what I said too. But this just looks like to me, you're looking for an outside lane that isn't DraftKings or Underdog or
we still want the money.
Other ones. Exactly. I don't know exactly what it entails. I'm going to do more research over the weekend. I'll get back to you guys on this on Tuesday with more information. But I did see something along that lines. And the first thing I thought of, Sparky, was exactly what you just said. It's like,
Dana, come on.
I thought Dana was one of the front runners of not having any of this happen.
He's got Trump in his ear.
But I mean,
hey, we can make some money.
It is what it is. As long as there's a dollar sign in front of everybody's faces, they don't care. I mean, we looked at the papaya situation yesterday. Regardless, I think moving away from prop bets is a good thing. I think this is going to help with the integrity of the game situation across the board in every professional sports organization. Because let's be honest, if it's happening in the NBA, in the UFC, in the MLB, you know dang well it's most likely happening in the NFL and every other
everywhere.
team, in every other sports organization. There are athletes that think about doing this all the time. They're not just one-sided guys. So at the end of the day, are these guys dumb enough, like Emmanuel Classe and Luis, to throw away their entire millions upon millions of dollars for literally 15K? God only knows. But at this point, I think it's a good move forward. And also on that Class A situation, they did come out, I believe, yesterday or the day before and say that Class A has denied and says he is not guilty for doing these things for the pitch rigging in terms of like paying a bet back, like as if he was owed
Yeah.
somebody to do it.
I
He
heard
denied
Eisen.
that.
I heard Eisen even saying that they've got it down to which pitches,
Yep.
which count.
They know exactly where
like,
you are,
You
dude.
can't run from that one.
They flagged everything, especially since most of the people who benefited from it were in the DR and all those people knew the pitchers. So it's like, come on, dude. You don't think that they're gonna see this? I don't know. Again,
I mean, keeping in gambling, I saw
really
14
weird.
men were charged in New Jersey yesterday in their roles of multi-million-dollar illegal sports betting. And this goes into the college athlete side of it.
Yep. And again, I think that was a smart move as well. Technically, if the NCAA didn't come in and shift things over, college athletes right now would be able to bet. College athletes and people on teams like coaches and whatnot would be able to bet on professional sports legally. But the NCAA came in, blocked that, and said, hey, this is coming at a really weird time. So let's maybe shelf this for a while or really just rethink it overall. Because there were some commissioners around college football, specifically the SEC, who came out and said, we don't need to be doing this. This is a bad idea overall. And honestly, I agree with him. I don't think the world of sports needs to be making more bridges with the worlds of betting. I really don't. I don't think that benefits anybody.
And I always go back to watching baseball and, players like Pete Rose that never got in before they passed, and just looking in right field and seeing a DraftKings logo on the fence. I'm like, dude, is this what's next?
Unpopular opinion. I realize this, but Pete Rose never would have got in until he died.
Of course.
And if you're going to make that the criteria, really, but you're going to sit there and openly make deals with DraftKings, Underdog, and all these other places. And like Sparky just said, throw a massive logo out there in the middle of your field.
And then there's a small chance that Barry finally gets in. Are they going to wait until he dies?
No, they'll wait. Well, this whole contemporary vote right now is really up in the air because I think there is a good chance that Barry gets in, as we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Just not Roger Clemens, please.
No, Roger is not getting anywhere near this thing. Again, Barry Bonds, you can argue just solely because his career before the steroids is still Hall of Fame worthy.
Right.
I mean, outside of the steroids, if he never took steroids in his life, Barry Bonds probably we'd be talking about Shohei Ohtani as the next Barry Bonds, not Babe Ruth. Although, again, the Babe Ruth comparison is more because he pitches too. But it just, when you sit there and talk about the greatest hitters of all time, you would not be able to keep Barry's name out of anybody's mouth.
And then I did see Steph Curry and Under Armour after 14 years.
This
15 years.
This was a shocker, but I feel
like, oh, wow.
For those of you who are Curry fans with your sneakers, yes, you can still get the upcoming Currys. They are coming out still. And I believe the deal goes all the way through the Color Rush ones that come out in February of next year. I'm not
that'll be
sure.
The last one is February.
But this, I think, is happening because I feel Steph is moving into opening his own company, much like Jordan did with the Jordan brand. I think that he is stepping out and saying, I appreciate everything you guys did for me throughout this entire industry or entire run in my career, but I think I need to start opening my own ventures. So I feel like that is more on the line, unless he's got a fantastic deal lined up with someone like Nike. And we're going to hear about it very soon, about the ridiculous amounts of dollars that he was offered to leave Under Armour. But I feel like there's something about this story that makes me feel a little bit that there is a Steph Curry shoe company coming.
It's coming.
I genuinely believe that. Let's take a break real quick. On the other side, we'll talk to our guy, Kyle Pittser from Dionysus Brewing, as he lets you guys know what's happening next weekend for WWE Survivor Series. That'll be live in San Diego. This is the Early Bird Special right here on ESPN Bakersfield. Thank you for not playing Joe Hendry's music.
I thought about it.
I know.
You just gotta say his name.
I'm just telling you. I love
gosh.
Joe Hendry. But if that man ends up retiring my goat, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Come on.
I think he'll be in the tournament. I don't think he wins.
All you do. Oh, he's in the tournament. He's 100%.
Is he the
gonna
mystery
win.
opponent?
That's what I'm
No.
thinking tonight. I think he's going to be the
No.
first of many mysteries.
See, because we've only had one NXT guy be announced. It's Javon.
And
So
I think the
there's
second
3
one,
others.
I think the second one will be on Raw, and then they'll probably announce another mystery
And
one tonight.
Oba made his return on Tuesday. I'm sorry, we're doing a terrible job of this.
Yeah,
Sorry, Kyle
Yeah,
Pittser is here from Dionysus Brewing. I
How's it going,
apologize.
guys?
Welcome back to the early bird special right here on ESPN.
We just jumped right
Bakersfield.
into it.
Yeah, I know. We didn't even set nothing up. I apologize. Yeah. This is the early bird special right here on ESPN Bakersfield. We're talking to our guy Kyle Pittser from Dionysus Brewing, sir.
yeah.
Welcome back as always.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. We are having Kyle on a week early because we will be dark next Friday, and you guys have Survivor Series set up for Saturday.
Yep.
Live from San Diego, as we see plenty of fantastic wrestling that'll be happening throughout the world as everybody watches on their telly.
I feel like it's been a long time since we've had a PLE.
Yeah, an actual
Right?
PLE.
It's WrestlePalooza was the last one, so
Was that the last one?
Yeah.
I think so.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, because
September.
okay, if we're not counting Crown Jewel,
Or Saturday night.
Yeah.
main
Okay.
event.
Saturday night's main events don't count.
Yeah, and Crown
Those
Jewel
don't count.
is
Those are a
like,
special show.
was that like what 5:00 in the morning?
Yeah. And again, that one was.
I still
I-
think last week's Raw was the best one we've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stand on it. I think Crown Jewel. If they're planning on making a second WrestleMania, why not just make that your second WrestleMania
Right.
and have it be the WrestleMania for overseas?
Yeah.
Like it just makes too much sense to me. But
Well, we had that conversation too. If they do that, I hope they AEW counter programs with something locally because I mean that only helps the wrestling industry and
as
the
a
fan
whole,
base.
and they just had a fantastic show on Wednesday and
the Blood and Guts.
Yeah, Blood and Guts was awesome.
Yeah, the women's Blood and Guts.
Within the first 9 minutes, Sky Blue had blood
I know.
gushing down her face. That was fantastic. She's one of my favorites on their roster too.
She is
She's
my
so
favorite.
great.
Yeah.
But back to the topic at hand here. We got Survivor Series coming up. They've kind of set up the War Games matches. We don't have official teams just yet, and I'm sure there's going to be some shakeups here in the last week.
Yeah.
However, one person that will be in it that's been in 7 of them now going into her career will be Io Sky.
Yes.
Yeah.
At this point, can we just accept that she is War Games? If she's not in a War Games match, it's not right. Like her jumping off the top of that cage with a trash can on top of
I was
herself
about to
is
say,
amazing
speaking of
every single
prop
year.
bets, what's the over and under on
On
her
her-
putting herself in a trash can and jumping
Again.
off? Yeah.
Again, no, this time I don't know. You got to change it up this time because we got that last year. But what can she do to kind of like change that up a little bit?
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like because we colored it up last year. They gave her the painted one and all that type of stuff.
She's
But
just money, whatever
she
she,
really
Yeah,
does.
she is.
And I'm pumped. My Kabuki Warriors finally got their belts. I think that's just going to lean up perfectly towards into War Games. And are we still expecting another member to add into that match?
It's got to be
Yeah.
5-on-5.
Yeah.
So right now it's 4, right?
Yes. So that's what I'm thinking in my head is that as it sits right now, we have Rhea and Io along with Alexa and Charlotte. And
Sounds
then
wild.
a 5th member that'll probably come in sometime this week. Maybe it's Stephanie or something, or maybe they keep the Stephanie and Nikki match separate.
Yeah.
And then on the opposite side of this, you have the Kabuki Warriors with Asuka and Kairi, as well as Nia and Lash Legend, who is the NXT call up, who is looking fantastic right now.
Yeah, I mean, who would work in that?
That's the issue that I'm having is I don't know who you add to this.
I know we get Jade and BFAB tonight. Do they throw those in?
I don't know.
That's a really weird one. To
yeah, it
randomly
doesn't make
throw in
any
there,
sense.
though. The only one that would make a lot of sense to me, since most of these women do a lot of their work on Raw outside of Nia and Lash, would be to throw in Stephanie and Nikki.
Yeah.
But I also want them to keep that separate. Let's get that match over with, and then we can just walk
Move
away
on.
from Nikki.
What about Bailey?
Bailey jumping in this as well would be interesting. That leaves Lyra out.
Yeah.
Well, they've kind of sprinkled. Maybe something happens tonight because they have sprinkled in, Asuka and Bailey with her, history with the Kabuki Warriors. Maybe somehow.
I think that's more setting up for a tag team
Yeah,
feud between
not to rush it.
Lyra and her against the Kabuki Warriors, which would be fantastic as
and
well.
then she turns and joins the Kabuki Warriors again.
Damage control.
Yeah, I can see it.
I honestly could see that as well, especially with the back and forth, like
Asuka
schizophrenic
acting like she doesn't want to hit her, and
well, I think it's more Bailey's entire new persona. This back and forth thing that she's been doing between being a good guy and a bad guy, like it would be kind of interesting if she tries to be on two teams at the same time. You know what I mean?
Aside from Jade and B-Fab, we also have the tournament rolling with the Miz and Jey Uso.
Yep,
which should be a hell of a match.
Miz is going to win.
You think so?
Miz is going to win.
I think so.
The only thing that makes sense in this tournament, because again, we were talking about this with Showdown. I love this tournament. I love the Final Time Is Now tournament. I love the idea of it. But if the ending match isn't somebody that's either brand new against him or somebody that has a long history against him, they're not moving past the first round. That's why Javon Evans, great person to throw in here, but let's be honest, Gunther's going to run him. Let's be completely honest.
As long as it's not Gunther in the end.
That's my thing. But see, here's the thing. And this is what I was telling Sparky a little bit ago. I think it's going to be somebody brand new that's never faced him before.
Kind of like how he came out.
Yes, exactly. And I think the one guy in this tournament that's been announced so far that needs this push, and I mean needs it, is LA Knight.
Yeah.
Okay.
LA Knight.
I'm with you on that.
They've
been doing him dirty.
They have. Yes. And all of this could be wiped away and he could have a whole different resurgence again if he's the guy that retires John Cena. And could you imagine the mic battles that we could have between LA Knight and John Cena on the way there?
Now, would John Cena lose his IC belt before then?
That's the only thing. No, I think the IC belt is going to be on. Like, that's going to be the crown part of all of this.
See, and I don't want to see LA Knight win the IC title. He doesn't. He needs to be above that. He needs to be in the world heavyweight.
I think at this point, as long as you put a belt on him, it really doesn't matter.
I think that's where my left field one is Solo.
Solo makes a lot of sense too, because Solo has the history with them, and you know how the WWE loves them. They're on Hawaii family.
The more I've read lately, that Solo has been a team guy, that he's been growing and even just in the last 2 or 3 years since I've been back watching, Solo needs that extra push.
He does.
And I think how they're setting up with the MFT, I know they've trademarked some other names in the last week or two for Solo. I wouldn't doubt if it was Solo. Personally,
I mean, he is the one that took his voice away from him, and we never really got a final chapter to that entire feud between the two of them either.
Nope.
They kind of just wiped that away after.
I mean, it's a left field one because we don't know who the guys that are going to be on this tournament
contestants,
and that's just the first two. I'm sure there will be a couple more special ones.
I hope Showdown's right though. I hope Jericho is the one that takes on LA Knight tonight, or Nick Nemeth. One of the two of them would be fantastic.
Jericho would be cool. I mean, he's in good shape. I saw a photo of him recently. I was like, okay. And this guy stopped boozing.
They have been rumoring a return for him and Edge for the last couple months. Neither of them have been on AEW television in a while. Wouldn't be the biggest surprise to me that both of these
made
guys
the list.
Just show up. I swear if he brings that back with him. That's my favorite gimmick.
So good.
That's my favorite gimmick of his. Between that and the dummy button for LA Knight are two of my favorite gimmicks in wrestling.
Who was the other ones that are set for Monday?
Gunther and Javon was one of them, and Solo
Mystery.
and the Mystery opponent.
Okay, that's right.
So that's the other one that we could potentially see. That's why everybody's like, okay, who are these 4 mystery opponents that we're going to get?
That's why if it's Joe Hendry against LA Knight, then that's a problem for me because
he just runs over him.
If they bury
LA
Knight, because if LA Knight loses to Joe Hendry, I'm like, dude,
it's done. This is a Karrion Cross situation. We're just waiting for you to end your contract with him, and he's going to go.
Which I don't understand because LA Knight sells tickets.
He does. Yeah. He absolutely does. You can't walk into a WWE show without the crowd chanting at some point.
Exactly.
And we'll continue to do it even after he's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, he has transcended that. But it's just like the Jey Uso thing. The fans can carry you so far.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there's just something in the back room that they don't want to push him yet for that. I don't know why. I think him and Drew McIntyre get the most disrespect in that writing
Oh,
room.
yeah.
I agree.
And both of them should have a main title around their waist right now.
And
Is Drew in this tournament?
No.
He's actually filming Highlander.
Yeah,
or something
he's
like
out there
that.
filming
yeah.
Highlander with.
So that's what they played
Henry
the whole
Cavill.
suspension. But what was the other one? Because they set up last week with Cody, and they're stemming up for Survivor Series.
Right. Actually, Cody could end up in that War Games match now that I'm thinking about it, especially on the men's side, because the men's side, we're still waiting on the 5th members as well. And everybody's rumoring that Brock Lesnar is somehow going to be connected to the Paul Heyman side of all of
And
this.
tonight Cody's supposed to be there, Tiffy's supposed to be there, as well as Randy Orton. So that was my next question: is how does Randy Orton mix into all this, or does he?
I don't know if he does. I think they really planned that last Backlash match in St. Louis as that's their last go round. It really is. I think that's,
and that was a good
the way
match
we're
too,
ended it.
because Randy was beating him.
Yeah.
And John Cena won in a dirty way, obviously.
Yeah, during the heel turn and whatnot. But I don't think they put Randy in this tournament. I think he's already had his.
He's going to be there tonight for some reason. Then
I wouldn't be surprised if we finally get Randy and Cody.
Yes.
I think that is more of the route they want to go in that area, because Randy, much like John, is on the precipice of a very, very coveted record in the WWE.
And we had a listener saying, where does Liv fit in all of this?
Liv ain't coming back
Not
to
yet.
Royal Rumble.
Royal
Not
Rumble.
yet.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
she's going to be the Royal Rumble return.
Yeah.
She'll maybe be the second one or third one thrown in, but she's going to be the Royal Rumble return and probably win it, to be
And
completely honest.
The Rumble's in was it in Saudi this next year?
Yeah, it's in Saudi this time.
Nice.
So that's
Still
why
my
I think
favorite PLE.
Yeah.
Sammy's probably going to win on the men's side, I think, just to kind of get over that area.
Speaking of mystery opponent, what about Dom coming in against like Solo on Monday and maybe winning against Solo and get back his IC belt, retiring John?
That is
Or Mysterio?
somebody kind of that is one person that I keep hearing too on the internet is, oh, Dom's got to win his belt back. I don't want him to win it back.
Yeah.
I think that he's kind of grown past the IC belt too. And especially when you gave him the AAA Mega Championship, that is their
Mega
version
Champion.
of the WWE Championship. Like he's a main eventer now. He did like I don't
so
see him going
crazy.
back.
And you think they're probably going to set up the match with him and his dad?
Yeah. I think that happens
Yeah.
at Survivor Series.
And I know they mentioned Chavo is now under contract,
He
so
is.
somehow they're going to
I
mix
was
in.
thinking about that. What if Chavo ends up being the ref? I could see Chavo coming in as a special guest referee for
Yeah.
one last Mysterio match.
And he knows how Dom is. He's dirty, so he's gonna be
Mhm.
watching out for that.
And then the
And then
promo,
we get Chavo finally helping Dom, and then we get some sort of partnership between him and Chavo.
That could be
with
good.
him complaining at the end of Raw, where he was talking, where's my guys? You know, no one was out here to help me.
No Judgment Day.
I was like, okay, maybe somehow they're going to mix something in
Mhm.
with the guys over there, but I don't know. And I'm just looking forward to getting this tournament rolling. 'Cause
Right.
These mystery guys,
Yeah.
we can do this every week. Like, who's it going to be?
Well, and you're
Yeah, it's
going
gonna
to,
be
Edge?
because we're going to get a mystery opponent in every single one of these announcement
Mhm.
videos. Because there's 4 guys who don't work with the company that are part of this tournament.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what they announced. Because remember, they said 4 people from Raw, 4 from SmackDown, 4 from NXT, and 4 that may not even work with the company
Yet.
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 Yeah, that's going to be the big thing.
It's not gonna be Edge. I'll put
I don't
money
think
on
so.
that.
Yeah, I,
I
don't think
would
so either.
love to see Adam Copeland come back.
It would be cool, especially
Can you
because he is
imagine
under
the pop?
contract still. It would be huge.
Right.
When we hear Metalingus one more time, dude,
I wasn't a fan, so
I love that
I would
song.
give or take.
Yeah,
I
I
love
mean,
that song.
They didn't really do
Where he comes
Edge
out as the Brood.
justice when he left or when he on his last run. So I don't know. I feel like he wasn't appreciated on his last run.
That's
with
fair.
WWE.
But I don't know.
I'd be more shocked if it wasn't Jericho,
Yeah, I honestly have to agree with that one.
because
He's
now
been
he's
the
posting
one.
videos and pictures with the other wrestlers.
But
I'm
if
like,
you've watched Jericho in the last couple years, he's not like
He's not the Jericho you
Yeah,
remember.
He's not that agile anymore.
No. And I think that's what's really going to disappoint people too. And that's why I don't want his last match to be someone like Jericho.
No,
Because, I mean,
two old heads.
Two uncles.
I hate going back to this, but I have to highlight and remind everybody, it's just like the Brothers of Destruction against DX back in 2017 or whatever year that was, where everyone was like, oh, this is going to be great. These are 2 of the greatest tag teams of all time going against each other. Yeah, no, that was probably one of the worst matches
Yeah.
we saw in the decade.
I
and
even heard Evan Cohen talking about what if it was Kane? I'm like, don't do
Please
it.
no.
Please don't
I
do
would
that.
love to see Kane come
I
back,
would love
but
to
that
see
is
him.
not at all.
I would love to
fit
see
this
the
tournament.
Undertaker, but I don't want to see it now.
Exactly.
No.
I'm already sick
Not in
of
a
him.
full match at least.
No.
Taker would make more sense to be one of them than
Please,
Kane
no,
would.
please.
But we don't need to see that anymore. I think guys like Edge still have the agile ability to put up a good match against John. But even Jericho, I'm looking at it as like, I would love for Jericho to come back because of this tournament, but I don't want him to win the tournament.
And do you think, my last question, do you think there's going to be something with the Vision with the Survivor Series where they,
Yes.
I mean, I've seen rumors here and there about them adding another guy or two.
Yeah, because it's gonna be because Logan Paul's in it now.
Yep.
You got Braun.
But is that long term too?
I don't know what they're trying to cook up with that.
I think it could be long term. I think he fits with these guys really well.
I don't think Heyman's going to stick around.
You don't think so?
I think he's going to steer off somewhere else. In the back of my head, I keep seeing him with Brock or him with Uso.
Him with Jay would be interesting. I think him with Jay would be a better fit right now.
I mean, I do like Brock coming back, and I like when Heyman is with Brock.
Me too.
They're an unstoppable force.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't know though, because the Vision and Heyman it doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't clash. But I do like Logan Paul with the group though.
Yes.
I love
Me
Logan
too.
with the group. I think he fits really well because he's one of those guys that has unlimited potential.
And people want to hate him.
Yes, exactly. And it's the same thing with Breaker and Reed.
Yeah.
But the idea of Brock Lesnar coming into this War Games match, helping them, and then potentially helping Paul Heyman break away would be interesting to me. But I also love what they're doing with Brock Lesnar right now. I think this is the perfect thing. Well, hear me out on this, because it kind of reminds me of what they used to do with Taker. Okay. Undertaker was always there, but he never really had matches until it really needed to happen. He was always the sheriff, the one that Teddy Long would call in and say, you got a match with the Undertaker, because he needed to be punished.
Sounded just like him.
And Paul Heyman could do the same thing with Brock.
Yeah.
Brock could be coming in and be the guy that gets called when someone needs to be taught a lesson. Someone needs to be shown, you do not run this game. This man does, and he just allows you to be here.
Yeah, he's the enforcer.
Exactly. And I think that is the best route you go with Brock Lesnar, because we're not going to get a full-time Brock Lesnar.
No.
That's not what this is. It's much like AJ Lee. She's going to come in when they need her to, probably take that belt off of Becky eventually, and she's going to get the fans all hyped up for her being there for maybe 3 months, and then she's going to lose the belt to somebody who's younger that deserves it and disappear for a while.
I give it to Roxanne.
Maybe.
Becky back in the titles.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And again, I think Brock is the same thing.
Yep.
You bring him in when you absolutely need him to, especially for these big PLEs. That's all you need him to do. You don't need him to be the main event
Let's
of the show.
say you have these 4 guys for, Survivor Series for War Games. Who's the 5th? There has to be a 5th guy in that. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's got to be Cena. Because the only thing, I don't see a match getting brewed up for that IC belt in a matter of a week.
Yeah.
So I would assume the 5 side on CM Punk's side is going to be Punk, Cody, Jay, Roman, and Cena. And then the opposite side for the Vision will be Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, probably Brock Lesnar, and I would maybe say Drew McIntyre.
Well, they've showed but the rumor pages that I follow, they've shown the what's the guy that
Austin
you thought?
Theory?
Yeah.
Now, Austin Theory is another one that I consider as well, because he's been gone for so long. I just don't know if he has the chops to keep up with the other 5. You know what I mean? Or the other 9, technically.
I mean, he can wrestle really well.
He can.
But on the mic, he doesn't need the mic.
He doesn't need to.
He
That's
doesn't
not my
need the
issue.
mic.
My issue is more star power. When you think about the other 5 that are going to be on the opposite team, stud main event guys all across the board. The 4 you're talking about with Division, all 4 of them, stud guys, main eventers across the board.
WWE, yeah.
To throw Austin Theory in there.
Just a spot.
Exactly. It's kind of like that meme of the Hydra when you're looking at the heads. One's badass, and then there's the dumb one on the corner. That's Austin Theory to me. And it's no disrespect to him. I just don't think he's earned that spot.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
especially just to come straight in right into War Games.
Yeah, it would be wild. Yeah. I mean, I know it was supposed to happen before the Seth injury, but to have it all happen randomly and then him just be like, I've been a main eventer. I've always been a main eventer. Although, now I'm thinking about this, one of those mystery competitors could be Austin Theory.
Didn't Theory beat Cena
Yes,
at
at
WrestleMania?
WrestleMania for the U.S. title.
That's
So
true, yeah.
maybe Austin Theory ends up being the one that gets out of this tournament. With
Yeah,
the win.
because I honestly think the Cena tournament is going to
And
be
that-
him passing the torch to a younger guy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the vibe I'm getting
right.
from this.
Well, because that's the vibe he really brought up. Was
Yeah.
I want the guy to have the same kind of push that I got when I first got here. And if you know the John Cena story, you know his first appearance ever on television was the Kurt Angle Open Challenge, ruthless aggression that gave us the term. And that's why I genuinely agree with you that it's going to be someone young. Not to sidebar here a little bit, but back to the War Games match. I just don't see Austin Theory being that fifth guy. Drew McIntyre makes more sense to me just because obviously his long-standing feud with Cody, but maybe they have a fifth guy that I'm not even thinking about off the top of my head that hasn't even been considered.
Who's another Paul Heyman guy? That's what I want to know.
And that's all. Maybe
I keep thinking the more, because when Braun turned, you know, Heyman has kind of been playing it like this wasn't his decision. This wasn't the vision he was seeing. And I think that's it. Just sets up in that promo he did in the back with Jey Uso. The more I just triggered, I was like, sooner or later they're going to team up together. Whether that's when he goes after Roman, and he said, you know, I'm the main eventer.
Yeah,
and it seems like Heyman would just push it over.
Right, and again, maybe it is a Heyman guy. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's somebody that could be considered a Heyman guy. But who the fifth one is going to be, we're going to find out, I think, tonight or possibly right before it on Friday next week.
Next week.
But I genuinely believe John Cena is going to be the fifth guy on the opposite side because he's already scheduled for Survivor Series, but has no match really set up yet. And again, unless we get a rematch with Dom next week, which I don't think is going to be the plan. I like this whole Rey Mysterio idea.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know who the fifth guy is going to be.
Well, in the last couple of minutes, what's going on at Dionysus? I know
Yes.
you've got a new drink this week.
We're staying festive for the
Nice.
Thanksgiving.
So
Cranberry?
turkey.
flavors is cranberry apple crumble.
Yes.
And I'm not a big cranberry guy, but this one's
Oh, I
really
love
good.
Really?
It's like really tart. If you like tart, it's like super tart.
Oof.
But we still have the blackberry cobbler. We have the candy apple caramel, which in my opinion is the best one that we've
Yes.
done. It's so good. And then of course we got Fruity Pebbles, but we're gonna phase that one out soon.
Really?
Eventually.
Dude, people have been loving it, but I'm like, hey, sometimes you gotta let a good thing go.
Yeah.
You have to.
Just like the WWE. Just
Just
let
like
it,
the
you know,
Golden
shy
Grammy.
off for a little bit. And then
Yeah.
2-3 months later, when everybody's missing it more than ever,
Bring it back.
What you got planned for this weekend?
We're just hanging out. You got, college football, playoff push for that. And then you got, NFL. We got the Broncos, Bo Nix. Hopefully he can. God,
Do you think this is the week? This is the week they finally shut the door on him?
We'll see, man. If we can beat the Chiefs, the Broncos can beat the Chiefs, we'll be set for the rest of the season.
Right?
So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Bo Nix needs to step up and throw some dimes.
I'm just saying he had a point where he was 77 points in 5 quarters. I think everybody forgets about that.
Yeah, he has the potential.
Absolutely. So you just got to give it some time. Sean Payton's got you guys in a great spot. in my
I know, he
opinion.
really does.
But it is what it is.
Defense.
That's all you need to win a championship, baby. That's all you need is defense.
Yep.
My friend, thank you so much for
Thank you,
your time. We
guys.
appreciate it. Go out to Dionysus Brewing not only this weekend to check out some college and pro football, but next weekend where he will have WWE's Survivor Series live from San Diego. My friend, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Go try out one of those incredible beer slushies. They're fantastic. We got to get out of here for the weekend. Hope you guys enjoy it. Again, we are going to be dark on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday with Sparky live from Vegas talking about the Raiders. This has been the Early Bird Special. Sparky, let's get out of here.